Okay, my outstanding friends, this is probably going to be my position sitting here discussing back and forth questions and answers. I'm hoping at doing live videos. Now, if you saw my last video, I'm asking for your help. We need to send this information out. I need to be able to discuss these discoveries that not just me, it's everybody. They're for you to see and for others as a test. You're going to see it, you can't unsee it. But when you show it to someone else, that is going to be their test. If you've seen it and you agree with it or you disagree, I don't care what you feel, but you engage, you've already passed the test. These things that you have seen are a test for others. All right. Now, we're going to look at this right now. This is ship rock. Hold on a second. All right. This is ship rock. Now, you see this texture here? That is from vein blood. Nothing will grow in this. Only the red blood things will grow in. This, nothing grows, absolutely nothing. Now I'm going to back out of here and you'll see it. Now right here I have a lung. This is a lung and this is the guy's back. He died this way here. These are the lobes of the lung. You see the holes in there? That's the muddy runoff of the flesh and the pleura that surrounded this lung. We're down right into the alveoli. All right, you see that? That's tissue that was on here and it just has eroded away. Now, it was laying this way, so the back was preserved a little bit. You almost never get bone. And that is bone. There's still bone in there. It's still turned to stone, but you can see it's quite obvious it was his bone. It was his back. And this was one of the main entrances to the lung. It's like this one right here. Like this big one at the bottom here, where all the blood came in. Now, that's the side. You can see it's a lung. Now, what happened here is you got a flat area where you've got a lot of tissue, but this was an artery. I mean, a vein, and that's why the black stuff here. No plants will grow in here. However, if you look around, you're going to find there was some red blood too. You see, this is the vein network. See the black veins? I'll show you some other ones. You can't miss it. There's no way to deny this once you see the evidence. This was a main tube going to somewhere, I don't know where. And same one here. There's another main venous connection where they all connected together, and the vein blood is running out of here because it's been severed. Now, where can we see the red blood? Well, the red blood was in the tissue all around here. Plants will grow in this. You say, oh, I don't see any plants. Well, let's look down close into the veins, into the arteries. These are arteries. Way down inside, you can see the scrub brush growing. That's scrub brush. That's not just rocks. And it's because this originally had artery blood in it, which is the red blood. It's extremely eroded. In some places, there's none left in. This is a little bit higher up, and it ran down, and that's the last of the red blood that was there. But you have to have red blood doing all your tissues throughout your entire body. And the red blood is where things will grow. The black blood vein, no, never going to happen. Nothing grows there. And I'll show you that in extreme detail in a second. But this whole thing here is biology. That was a main vein. All right, and here's the main artery that usually goes along with it. You have an artery and you have a vein. This is with the red blood. So the red is your artery, and this is pretty red to me. And then it has spread out. Look at this. That's biology, my friends. That is not just accidental runoff. But, you know, the geologists have no explanation for this other than mud fossil. It's a mud fossil runoff. So they refuse to engage. So that's why I'm starting the live channel, because I keep getting this stuff. See, this is just the artery. This is, the vein. This over here is the actual vein, I believe, the round spot, and that's the round spot of the artery. So in here, you got all kind of vein activity going on, and it's just a bloody mess. I believe this whole area here got hit by Venus when, at one time, and it wiped out and created the Great Flood. It's all was recorded. Velikovsky had all of the evidence to support this. And because this is so deeply gouged into the body of whatever this creature was, you don't get inside the guts like this without ripping it open. All right? And I've shown this over and over and over. I can't tell you how many times. But you can't get into the Vermilion Cliffs and Nassen State Park. It's virtually undeniable. And the different colors are from different enzymes that are in the water from different organs that are in this area, whatever they were, I don't know. You see these different colors. Whenever you see those different colors, it's different chemistry. Different chemistry happens because you have a different tissue creating different enzymes. And it requires different chemistry to function. So I'd like to hear from some experts so that we can discuss this and talk about it. Some doctors, some anatomists, chemists, biologists, cosmologists, historians. We can talk about everything. We can talk about Quetzalcoatl running all the way up the East Coast. His feathers way up here. Shown this stuff literally thousands of times. This is feathers. That's not just pushing and shoving little ridges. No, those are feathers, my friends. I know feathers quite well. Now, again, I told you that that was a vein, that shiprock. Well, over here, we have another situation where the giant fish being attacked by the giant dragon the venom ate through the scales of the fish, and we can see the arteries and the veins right here. Now, let's look for the arteries. Well, I showed you the arteries before, the red ones, and they're filled with life. You see that? Those are plants. Those aren't rocks. The black, there's nothing grows there. The black has no nutrition left. The red is crazy. And it comes down until it gets right down to the capillaries. Now let's find a good vein. Because there's going to be big veins, there's going to be little veins. That's probably a good one. But let's just grab one here or there. I mean, look at them. They're everywhere. Let's look at this one here. See, they're coming together, and then they dump all their contents into the black vein. I mean, that's just nasty black stuff. All of the good stuff is being eaten out by the time it hits the vein. And this was like shiprock here. And we're seeing a bunch of vein blood that's bubbled up, and then we're seeing some of the tubes that run off it. And that was eaten right down here into that fish's flesh from this gigantic dragon called Typhon. Just look it up. I've shown it hundreds and hundreds of times. 10 years this has been going on. There's his beards. And the beard is where that stuff is coming out of. That's a nasty stuff, and it appears to do something here where it splits, and some of the nastiness gets injected up here through whatever that is. And the other side of the beard comes down this way and squirts out this green stuff. And then something from the nose comes over and matches up with it. I mean, it's a cocktail. And it comes down, and it hit his fin, and then ate into the vital flesh. And in Apollodorus, and in all the ancient texts, it wasn't just Apollodorus, there was a ton of them wrote the same story. Typhon tried to attack the gods. Ares turned himself into a fish and was attacked by Typhon because he was tempted by Pan to come out from his lair because of a banquet of fish. These were the things that were written about. I don't care how crazy they sound. If the evidence is here, the support is here that supports what was written, I don't care what you think or how closed your mind is. It's not going to help. What's here is here, and it's got to be discussed.